How to prepare Georgian khachapuri with gooey cheese fillings. The heart of Georgian comfort food. Khachapuri is one of Georgia's most beloved and iconic dishes, a cheese-filled bread that's rich, comforting, and utterly delicious. Often compared to pizza but with a distinctively soft, buttery texture, khachapuri comes in several regional varieties. The most famous is a Georgian khachapuri, shaped like a boat and filled with a molten mix of cheese, butter, and a runny egg yolk. Other versions, like Imeretian khachapuri, resemble a cheese-filled flatbread, while Megruli khachapuri has cheese both inside and on top. Ingredients for authentic khachapuri. To make traditional Georgian khachapuri, you'll need basic bread dough and a rich cheese filling. The key ingredients include all-purpose flour, yeast, warm milk, butter, salt, and sugar for the dough. The cheese mixture typically features a combination of sulguni and Imeruli cheese, but if those are unavailable, a mix of mozzarella and feta can create a similar texture and flavor. An egg yolk and a knob of butter are added just before serving, making the filling luxuriously creamy. Making the perfect dough. Start by activating 1 teaspoon of yeast in 1/2 cup of warm milk with a pinch of sugar. Let it sit for 10 minutes until foamy. In a large bowl, mix 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of melted butter. Gradually add the yeast mixture and knead into a smooth, elastic dough. Cover and let it rise for about an hour until doubled in size. The dough should be soft yet strong enough to hold the filling without tearing. Crafting the cheese filling. For the filling, grate 1½ cups of sulguni cheese, or mozzarella, and mix it with 1/2 cup of crumbled feta. If you prefer a saltier filling, adjust with a pinch of extra salt. Some recipes include a splash of milk or sour cream to create a slightly creamier consistency. The goal is to have a gooey, slightly stretchy texture when baked. Shaping and assembling the khachapuri. Once the dough has risen, roll it out into an oval shape, about 1/4 inch thick. To create the iconic Georgian khachapuri boat shape, fold the edges inward and pinch the ends to form pointed tips. Spread the cheese mixture generously inside the dough, ensuring it's evenly distributed. Let it rest for another 10 minutes while preheating the oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit, 245 degrees Celsius. Baking to golden perfection. Place the khachapuri on a parchment-lined baking sheet and bake for 12 to 15 minutes, until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is bubbling. Remove it from the oven and carefully crack an egg yolk in the center. Then return it to the oven for 2 more minutes to gently set the yolk without overcooking it. Just before serving, add a small pat of butter, which melts into the hot cheese for an extra layer of richness. Serving and enjoying khachapuri. Khachapuri is best enjoyed immediately while hot and gooey. The traditional way to eat it is by tearing off pieces of the crust and dipping them into the melted cheese, yolk, and butter mixture. The contrast between the crispy, golden edges and the soft, cheesy center makes each bite irresistible. For an authentic Georgian experience, pair it with a glass of Georgian wine or a cup of strong black tea. Variations to try. While a Georgian khachapuri is the most dramatic in appearance, Imeretian khachapuri is a great alternative if you prefer a simpler approach. Instead of shaping it like a boat, roll the dough into a circle, fill it with cheese, and seal it like a stuffed flatbread before baking. Megruli khachapuri takes things further by adding an extra layer of cheese on top before baking, creating a crispy, golden cheese crust. Why khachapuri is a must-try dish. Khachapuri is more than just a dish, it's a symbol of Georgian hospitality and tradition. Every region of Georgia has its own take on this cheese-filled bread, making it a versatile and deeply rooted part of the country's cuisine. Whether you try the classic Georgian version with its gooey egg center or a simpler stuffed variation, khachapuri is the ultimate comfort food that's sure to impress any cheese lover.